Oyster Up crew, we have more work to do. We are out in the garage finally. Nice spring day. We have our portable scurvy fighter. So what we want to do is to lift the mast off the boat, and we're going to hang it on the rafters up here. So we'll get more into that. At the heart of our system, we have two block and tackle pulley setups. Each are rated at 400 pounds, which will be well more than enough to lift our mast, which I estimate around 250. Then I upgraded the line, as I did not like the polyester or polypropylene line that came with the block and tackles. I am using 500 pound rated paracord. Other supplies we use is chain to go around the rafters until tied to the block and tackles. We also use rope to tie around the mast to the block and tackles, nice soft so it doesn't scratch up the mast. We used a single block attached to a header board, and that's just rerouting our cord from the block and tackles 90 to the edge of the frame, down to a 3/8 lag eyelet to a single block, down to a cleat. So for our mast, we're going to hang it on 4 rafters. We first need to disconnect it from our trailer mount. Our various tie downs along the top of the boat. Our center support board. We'll get up there later. And then our back support, as you'll see when we get up on the boat. So the plan is, on the widest rafters, we will put 2 block and tackles and lift the mast up off the boat. Once that's done, we'll use ratchet straps on the 2 middle ones to help support the middle and to give it a firm and secure mounting. This will allow us, once we're ready to work on the mast, to pull the boat out and lower the mast down onto our sawhorses. So let's get everything up on the boat and let's get to it. Here's our rear mast hauling support. It's just 2 2x4s with the middle brace and some pink insulation foam for a cushion. We then used a 6-inch roll of shrink wrap to attach the two together. It worked very well. And then for the base, we have a 2x8, strung across because the middle is higher, and then we have foam against the deck so we don't mar it up or anything. And then we use shrink wrap again, a quick fix for a temporary solution. For our center support, being 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to get ready for the crane, as we were running low on time, couldn't run back to the store, we just took several boards and put a few nails to connect them all together to get the height that we needed. Then we used 2 layers of insulating foam as a cushion and used more shrink wrap to attach it all together. Then along the top of the boat we have our various tie downs. So now we need to go through and undo the shrink wrap and our tie downs from all the points so we can hang it up in that crotch of the rafter right there. Alright, so now we need to undo all these ropes that we used to tie down the mast so it didn't move around on us when we towed it. What's nice about these Edison steering wheels is that we can remove this to give us some more room back here. So let's do that right now. Take the collar off. There goes the steering wheel. We're going to put our collar back on so we don't lose it. Way more room back here. And we actually have a holder back here. We're just going to move this to the back just to get it fully out of our way. Normally I'd have this in the boat so we don't lose this. This is important. Quick, easy, slide it on, and the lock's on. Out of our way. So now we can undo all our straps. Find the leading edge of our rope. And we like to go around numerous times around it to keep the mast supported from swaying side to side. Undo it from our cleat. Undo all our half hitches. Now it's free. Take it around. Undo the 2 loops. Swing under here. Okay, our line's free. Now we'll move up to the next one. So a close-up how we like to tie our mast down. We will tie one side of the line to the boat, and we'll run it over and around the mast several times. This locks it down so it can't sway back and forth. Alright, so let's undo the rest of these. Now this is just some cheap hardware throwaway rope. Very stretchy, it actually works pretty good for holding on the mast. I would not trust it for anything else. That's why we do multiple loops. But I think you can get a roll for about 10 bucks. And this cheap rope does not last very long in the sun. It will just fall apart. So don't plan to use it outside very long. Okay. Take out our loops. Again, we like to go around the mast, locking it in place. That one's done. Now we'll go to the middle. It's nice that the boat came with some free dock lines, some half-inch. Take off our middle support. And we'll come back through a knife and take this stuff off. Alright, so now we got the front. We looped it around 6 times up here as we didn't have as much support up here. So we really wanted to secure the front of the mast to the trailer in the boat. Mast support is a long pole that can sway a lot, so we wanted to lock it down very well. Okay, for our last loop, you can never strap it down enough. That's our philosophy. Now up to the front. So we have our front tied to this cleat up here.
My udder's up there.
Okay, so we'll have to get off the boat to take off our trailer mast support, but we use foam and a ratchet strap around guides to hold that in place so it did not move around. And so the ratchet straps will have to undo from the front. Okay, so now we're going to take off all our cling wrap that held everything together. I like this because it's easy to put on, stretchy, and even if it starts to move, it still applies tension to hold everything straight. And we'll save this same setup. It works so well for when we take it to the lake. And for the time being, I'm going to leave the stretch wrap on the mast to keep it from getting dusty until I'm ready to work on it. So we're disconnected. We're going to leave this in place to support the middle of the mast until we're ready to lift it up to the rafters. So now we're going to go to the back and disconnect the shrink wrap. Got a utility blade. Get this ratchet strap out of the way. Now it's disconnected. What we did was to keep this secure in this pocket is wedge little pieces of this foam board. That kept the mast from tilting from side to side. So now we can leave it like this. We'll leave one piece in to keep it from tilting. And we'll be ready to reinforce these rafters a little bit and hoist this up. So the plan is to support the mast from the rafters at this crouch right here. We will put a little bit of extra bracing just for our sanity. Really, the rafters will not be supporting a lot of weight as it will span across 4 of them.